Another day on the Earn. Let's see what today brings, eh? Another day, another adventure. As you can see by my breath, we're in a little bit of a cold place. But got the bacon sandwich on the go. Got another cup of coffee. Then I'm going to run through what I'm using for bait and see if we can get a pike or two on the bank. It was some scary driving to get down here. Roads were like ice, so I'm just happy that I'm here, so I'm going to reward myself with a cup of coffee. Just gone 12:20. We haven't had a bite. The fella on the end of the jetty had a drop run. We've had nothing so far. Two guys in the boat have had a fish to 12 pounds. But besides that, there's been nothing coming out, so it's a bit slow. So I'm going to start putting out something a bit different. I'm going to use the old PVA bags, the PVA mesh. Start putting out some chopped mackerel, CC Moore salmon feed, and sticky bits, krill, nugget stuff. These are basically the mackerel heads that I chop up and put into a bag and then freeze them. Well, this is what it looks like once you've got the ground bit through it. I use a simple PVA bag, PVA mesh even to get it out. I'm going to put it out with the eel, I think. Scissors with me. Magical. I left my scissors somewhere. Let's go and put that out with the eel, shall we? Because it's PVA, it'll melt quite quickly, so gotta get a bit of a move on. The PVA bag's beginning to melt already. Need to get using it quickly. Okay, got a bit of a tangle here. Let's get this put into here. I don't even think this is going to take a cast out. I think it's going to flip apart or break apart when I've casted it. Let's give it a wee light cast, shall we? And it'll probably burst apart in mid-air. No, stayed with it. That's only a short flick. PVA melts so quickly, so I'm gonna have to think of a better way of getting the PVA bag made. Right, pollen not been touched. Not pollen, blue not been touched. Let's try a nice roach. I cut the tails off and stopped them spinning. There we go. And it floats. Result. Just what we want. We want it popped up. And on the bottom. There we go. These boys in the kayaks behave themselves. Right, I'm going to change Mr. Smelt for a half mackerel. Mr. Smelt I don't think is working, so let's try something different. Very quiet today, still beautiful place. There's a fella at the end of the jetty. He actually watches the videos, so he's come across to say hello. So always good to meet new people. This place is very, very thick with weed. So we're going to take off Mr. Smelt. Put on a nice big mackerel tail. There you go. That should leak out loads of flavour, loads of oil. Let's get a bit of distance here. Right. That's it on the bottom. Magical. We have kayakers. This will be good fun. So, mackerel tail, pollen, eel. I'm going to change the pollen for a roach, I think. That we have a popped up roach might work. Yeah. It's not looking good today. It's looking like it could be another blank. I got asked to run through my hooking station. There are questions about unhooking stations, unhooking mats. The way I see it, if you've got an unhooking mat, that's just as good as having that. That's just an unhooking cradle. Same philosophy as a mat. You're both putting the fish onto something that it can't hurt itself with. It's all good. This is a bit more expensive, but personally I use it because it's what I use. I also have a retaining sling that you can weigh the fish with. That usually lives underneath the unhooking cradle. So if I catch the fish, it's in the mat, I've unhooked it, I'm going to retain it for a photograph. It's in the sling, sling's in the margins, you carry on back to where you're going. The only thing I do think that you need is unhooking tools. This is a tool roll. I get this from Eddie Turner. It has adequate unhooking tools, from pliers to cutting tools in case you have to cut the trace or cut the hook. I'd rather cut hooks and cut traces than leave them in fish. It also has things like screwdrivers for my stage stands to screw them in and take them out again. So that's a tool roll. As the name like alleges, you just roll it up. And there you go, everything's contained neat and tidy. These are worthwhile getting, they're not expensive and they just keep everything nice and tidy. Again, I got this from Eddie Turner. I'm sure you can get them from other places, but it does the job. Just everything's held in with a Velcro strap. Now it usually lives at the side of a hook and sling, like so. It's been a cold day. I'm on a floating jetty. When it's a bit rough here, this place is like the North Sea. You kind of get a bit feeling like you're seasick. I haven't had a run all day, which has been annoying, but it's a beautiful place to spend a few hours, isn't it? There's worse places to spend the day. Set you down here. Maybe move you up a little bit. There we go. Now you can kind of see. This time last week I wouldn't have fished here. With the wind that bad, it would have been, this place would have been like trying to fish on a trampoline. So there's a fella on the other end of the jetty, he watches the video, so if you're watching the video and you see yourself, give yourself a thumbs up. Oh. It's only just began really to heat up. I mean, it's been freezing cold the whole day. It has been Baltic cold the whole day. I don't think I'll fish much longer. I think I'll give it another couple of hours. What time is it now? It's 3:20. Start slow packing up about 4:30, leave about 5. Take a slow drive back to Omagh. Maybe have a beer. But I think it's important that I'm showing you the days where, you know, you're not pulling out, you know, nice fish. You know, everybody that goes fishing in blanks. That's the nature of the beast. But this isn't a bad location to waste a few hours, is it? Kind of melts away the stresses and strains of life, takes them all away. It'd be nice if I had a fish, but hey ho, I can't control that. What I can control, however, is a cup of coffee, so I think I'm going to go and have one of those. I kind of thought there would have been fish today. This last 3 nights it's been very below the 0 mark, so maybe that cold has put them off, but there's been fish showing, loads of little bait fish have been showing all over the loch, but there has been no pike. The fella that was on the end managed to get 1 jack, and I know his friends in the boat had one fish about 12 pounds a little earlier on today. Well, I don't know where it was caught, but apparently they got a fish about 12 pounds. But it's definitely been slow today. It'd be nice just to be able to lift the water, see what the fish are in the place, just to see if what's there. It's that mystery. You don't know what's there. I do know, however, that my thermal boots, the old Under Armour Hogzilla boots, keeping the feet very warm. So that's a good side. Boots that I got before the start of the pike fishing season, they're still working, still keeping the fish warm, the feet warm. There's so much bollocks you can talk to a camera when you're not exactly got nothing to talk about, isn't there?
The next morning.
No, we're not on another day's fishing. I know yesterday's fishing was a bit crap. Today we're doing something else. I've bought something off one of the Pike Angling guys on one of the forums I frequent. It's a rod hold all for the back of your van that strings across from the side of your van. Currently I'm using bungee cords to hold up some rods in the back of the van. It's not ideal because if you go over unsure ground, the rods bounce. So I'm looking for something that doesn't have quite as much elasticity. But looking at it, I'm going to need some screws, and I'm going to probably drill holes in the side of the van, in the internal structure of the van, so to speak. So for that, we need to pop around to our local hardware store. It's 1 o'clock on a Sunday. I'd far rather be anywhere else in the world than driving to a hardware store on 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Oh, come on, do you need an invitation? There we go. Magical when you have old people on the road that probably shouldn't be on the road, but that's another story. Yes folks, today we're putting up one of these. A rod sewer holds 7 rods, blah 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 blah. Basically you have to screw this into the van wall. This hole on that bit of paper says it can take, according to the calculations from American to normal, an M6 bolt. Go to shop, buy M6 bolts, come out, push M6 bolt through thing, does not fit. Shit. Go back, take packet of £2 M6 bolts and nuts back to shop. Only thing I can find that has a bolt that fits it is a whole fucking assorted pack of bolts. That's £9. Today is going to be one of those days where there's going to be lots of aggravation. Right, here is how I normally tie up rods. As you can see, lots of bouncy. We don't want bouncy, we want rods to be nice and high up here, and we want to replace these kind of crap bungee cords, so that I have the rods up in the top of the van, normal kit in the bottom of the van, and the world is a happy place. Let's see if this job can be with the least amount of aggravation. Okay. Ta-da! Rod carrier holds up to 6 rods. I'm holding 4 with it. And for all the aggravation, doesn't look that bad, does it? I'm actually quite happy with that.